The next thing we're going to look at is something different than square roots, is looking at exponents. There's definitely a relationship there. We're going to focus on negative exponents, because that's where I think students need help, is on negative exponents. So what I want you to do first is stop the video here, copy this table, and complete as much of it as you can. After you finish, press play, and then we'll talk about what the answer should have been. Okay, you've completed the table. Let's kind of review your answers. 2 to the 5th means 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, 5 times, which would have equaled 32. 2 to the 4th means 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, only 4 times, which equaled 16. 2 to the 3rd was 2 times 2 3 times, which equaled 8. 2 squared is 2 times 2, which equals 4. And 2 to the 1st is just 2 one time, which equals 2. After this point is where students start to make mistakes. So what I'm going to do to justify the rest of the answers is I'm going to look for a pattern that I see in my answers already. To go from 32 to 16, I need to divide by 2. 32 divided by 2 is 16. To go from 16 to 8, I need to divide by 2. 16 divided by 2 is 8. The pattern continues. 8 divided by 2 is 4. 4 divided by 2 is 2. And if I continue that pattern, 2 divided by 2, the next number you should have had for 2 to the 0th power is 1. Anything to the 0th power is 1. And I'm really just continuing the pattern that I saw from before. Here's where students start to make mistakes, because they start to think that there's going to be a negative number. All I'm going to do is continue this pattern of dividing by 2. 1 divided by 2 is the same thing as 1/2. 1 divided by 2. And so 2 to the negative 1st, let's see, 2 to the 1st was 0. Excuse me, 2 to the 0th was 1. 2 to the negative 1st equals 1/2. Continuing that pattern, divide by 2 again. If I do 1/2 divided by 2, if I have 1/2 and I cut it in half, that's now 1/4. 2 to the negative 2nd is 1/4. And then if I do that one last time, dividing by 2, 1/4 cut in half would be 1/8. The reason I want you to see this is I want you to look for some patterns in the table. And these are those patterns. I'll help you see them in red. If I have 2 to the 1st, that equals 2. 2 to the negative 1st equals 1/2. If I had 2 to the 2nd, that equaled 4. 2 to the negative 2nd equaled 1/4. You should see if I had 2 to the 3rd, that was 8. And 2 to the negative 3rd, that was 1/8. So what this should say to you is, if I know what the positive exponent is, I know that the negative exponent is just that number with a fraction. So just to apply that really quickly, if I have 2 to the negative 4th, I know that that's going to be the same thing as 1/2 to the 4th. I know that 2 to the 4th really equals 16 here. So this really is going to be, since 2 to the 4th is 16, it'll be 1/16. And this is what that looks like generalized. If I have a number to a negative exponent, like x to the negative 8, that's the same thing as 1/x to the 8. Let me get some examples so I can help you understand that. I want to simplify the following expressions. I'm going to do a and b, and I'm going to ask you to do 2 more. If I have 5 to the negative 3rd, that really means 1/5 to the 3rd. That's another way of writing it. So I just need to think to myself, what is 5 to the 3rd? 5 to the 3rd means 5 times 5 times 5. 5 times 5 is 25. 25 times 5 is 125. So that means 5 to the negative 3rd is the same thing as 1/125. Well, you see an example with exponents, which is if I have x to the negative 4th, that's really the same thing as 1/x to the 4th. And since I can't multiply x times x times x in any other way, I know the answer is just that, 1 over x to the 4th. I'd like you to try now these two expressions, simplify them using what we just learned about negative exponents. You have 3 to the negative second, y to the negative third. Press stop here, press play when you're ready to check your answers. Okay, you've tried both these expressions, so let's check. 3 to the negative second is the same thing as 1 over 3 to the second. 3 to the second, 3 times 3, so this is really 1/9. Whoops. Let me rewrite that. 1 over 3 to the second, which is really the same thing as 1/9. That should have been your answer. Give yourself a check if you got it right. Y to the negative third is really the same thing as 1 over y to the third. And you can't simplify it any further, so 1 over y to the third is the correct answer. Okay, now it's your chance to try independently. I'm going to give you these 2, 5, 10 independent practice problems. I'd like you to find each square root of these perfect squares. Estimate each of the square roots of these to the nearest whole number. That was slide 2. And then simplify each of these expressions so that they're then with a positive exponent. So just to connect this was slide 1, this was slide 2, and this was slide 3. After you complete these, if you do well, you should be ready to retake objective assessment 1C point, I think 3 through 5. Good luck.